news. Today's news.
This ground operation is very much back in action.
Wounded Palestinian American speaks out.
He pulled out a firearm and started shooting.
Expulsion vote for George Santos.
It is a smear campaign to destroy me.
Good morning. I'm Steve Kathan with the CBS World News Roundup. The U.S. Supreme Court has announced that retired Justice Sandra Day O'Connor has died at 93. The war has resumed in Gaza. Hospitals treating newly wounded people. Israeli fighter jets back in the sky. Leaflets falling in southern Gaza warning people to leave. Hamas fired rockets at Israel. CBS's Lilia Luciano has the latest.
In Gaza, war again rages, and with it, destruction, despair, and death. We were collecting water to wash our clothes as the bombing started, says Omar Farouz in southern Gaza. He can't find his family. You're helping us achieve what we strive for. We seek martyrdom. This is what we want. May Allah bring his vengeance upon you. Among the dozens of dead in just the first hours, according to the Hamas-run Gaza Health Ministry, many are women and children, while the families of the remaining hostages and worried Israelis wait, knowing those left behind in captivity are now possibly stuck in the crossfire.
The New York Times reports Israel got its hands on the Hamas October 7th terror attack plan more than a year before it happened. The paper says officials dismissed it as aspirational, too difficult for Hamas to carry out. Bilal Saab of the Middle East Institute.
This is quite embarrassing. So in many ways, it suggests the failure of Bibi Netanyahu's government to deal with something like this, despite the fact that they had all sorts of signs, all sorts of intelligence to actually act on it.
We're hearing from one of the 3 Palestinian-American students who were shot and wounded in Vermont last weekend. Kenan Adal Hamid spoke with CBS's Errol Barnett.
First shot went, I believe, in his chest. I heard the fella on the ground and him start screaming. While I was running, I heard the second pistol shot hit Hisham, and I heard his fella on the ground. What else is going through your mind? It was so surreal that I couldn't really think. It was kind of like a fight or flight. I didn't know I was shot till a minute later. I felt this extreme spike of pain, so I put my hand where the pain was, and it was soaked in blood. I was like, holy I was shot.
The alleged shooter has pleaded not guilty to attempted murder charges. Now to Washington, correspondent Nicole Killian tells us the House of Representatives is due to vote shortly on a motion to expel a Republican who's been under fire ever since he took office.
Take the vote, guys. I'm okay with it.
Congressman George Santos defended his record as the House takes a rare vote today to expel him from Congress.
George Santos is a liar. You, sir, are a crook.
In a debate that divided Republicans,
Checking out, Mr. Santos is setting a very dangerous precedent.
It stinks of politics.
lawmakers in both parties argued for and against Santos' removal after a scathing ethics report uncovered evidence that the New York Republican deceived donors and blatantly stole from his campaign.
It's all theater.
Santos accused the ethics panel of smearing him and refused to answer questions about the findings.
Did you ever use campaign funds for personal expenses?
This is not the time for me to go over that. You can ask it until you're blue in the face.
Only 5 House lawmakers have ever been expelled in U.S. history.
Health officials in Massachusetts and Ohio are warning of a troubling spike in the number of children's pneumonia cases. CBS's Meg Oliver.
In Warren County, north of Cincinnati, health officials have declared an outbreak of pneumonia in children. They say 145 kids have been diagnosed with the respiratory infection since August. CBS News medical contributor Dr. Celine Gounder says it is best to get kids shots against viruses like the flu, COVID, and RSV. While these viruses may not kill children and infants, they do leave these kids more vulnerable both to viral pneumonia as well as bacterial pneumonia.
From suburban Dallas, CBS's Omar Villafranca reports Buffalo Bills star Von Miller posted a $5,000 bond after his arrest on charges that he physically assaulted his pregnant girlfriend.
The incident allegedly began with a verbal argument, which led Miller to shove and push her. He allegedly stepped on her feet, pulled a chunk of her hair out, and more than once placed pressure around her neck with both hands.
4 minutes after the hour.
Well, that's today's news. Today's news. I didn't hear any good news, did you? I didn't think so. I guess it's all about perspective. The glass is half full. Well, as always, I'd like to thank you again for coming along with me on these Damn.